A veteran pilot dies in a crop duster disaster. We'll show you how his plane suddenly flipped forward in the sky and speak to the Director of Civil Aviation about it. And the DPP reinstate charges against the police officer caught on camera punching his child. Plus, Tracy Panton says she's going to sue John Briceño for defamation. She told us why. And Kamala wants Carla Barnett gone as CARICOM SG. Tonight you'll hear how the case is being sent to the CCJ. We'll have details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. And it's for tonight, Tuesday, July 7th. So please stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The biggest soccer season is here. Are you ready to experience the front row from home? Experience stadium level immersion with Samsung's latest technology. Perfect for every room. Your favorite Crystal UHD and QLED smart TVs are ready for you. Now at the best price. From your 32-inch personal fan zone at just $369 to the massive 85-inch home stadium experience for only $2,579. We have the perfect upgrade for every fan. Get yours with confidence at Cellular World, the authorized distributor in Belize, and receive a 1-year warranty. Visit us today and take advantage of these promotions. Valid until June 15th. Upgrade to the front row at home. Experience with Samsung and Cellular World.
It all seems cool. Hanging on the street. No school to keep you back. No 8-to-5 job to hold you down. No responsibilities. Running things in your neighborhood. Guns, drugs, fame. Even the media calls your name like you're a big deal. Until you're lying on the street, dead. Your mother crying. Kids left without a father. 'Cause make no mistake, that's where you'll end up. Today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now. In Belize, when you choose to join a gang, there are only 2 things in your future. A hole in Lord Ridge or a cell at Kobe. Gang life is no life. Choose to live free and live right. A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
We project that tourism will generate revenues of around $1.4 billion this year.
And every visitor's tax flows straight to the BTB.
I think it'll be more than that too.
The law is simple. That money must be audited, tabled in the House, and gazetted every single year. But it hasn't.
That is a special little fund that does not have the oversight of other funds.
And we've already seen what a lack of oversight brings. Is the same thing happening at BTB? Minister Mahler, where are the BTB's audited reports? Why have you not tabled a single one as the law requires?
We are entering into very dangerous kleptocracy.
Minister Mahler, table the audits, account for the people's money.
That requires a forensic audit.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
This morning after 9, a fatal plane crash shocked the community of Spanish Lookout. Well-known crop duster pilot Henry Plett was in the air when his aircraft flipped freakishly forward and fell to the ground. Plett did not survive the crash, leaving the entire community to grieve. He worked with many farmers across Spanish Lookout and was a well-loved member of the community. Courtney Menzies went there to find out more and has this story.
Henry Plett manned this crop duster and others like it for decades, working to fertilize and care for many farms in Spanish Lookout. But though he was a skilled and experienced pilot, this morning his aircraft crashed, killing him instantly. This is the dramatic video of the plane freakishly pitching forward in mid-turn and falling to the ground. It's not the type of accident that frequently occurs and as such has left the community in shock. As it is, he was supposed to fertilize Heartland Acres' rice fields. The owner, Jerry Friesen, explained that they've been working closely for over 10 years.
That was very shocking. We work with him on a daily basis. We grow a lot of rice. If you've ever eaten Granny's rice, that comes from this farm. And Mr. Henry did all our fertilization and all the nutrition and stuff like that with the planes. So we work with him on a daily basis, and it's very, very sad. He was a close brother. He was honest, loyal. I mean, if we set a time when we would meet at the airport to fly, he was never a minute late. Very, very loyal to us and our farm, and always went out of his way to make sure we were okay.
Friesen added that Plett was not just a good worker, but also a good friend.
He was always interested in what we were doing. If he would fly for other farmers, he would take pictures of our field and just, if there's anything he saw that concerned him, he would let us know. If I ever needed a ride in a Cessna plane on a Sunday or give my kids a ride or something, he wouldn't hesitate a minute. He would always be there. He was just a very good-hearted man.
And with Plett gone, many farmers will now have to find someone else to tend to their farms.
There's 2 aerial applicator businesses here, but he worked with a lot of farmers. Like, for example, us, we depended on him, and so are many more farmers. So he was very well known to the farming community because of the flying services. And there's only two companies that do that, and so one of them is currently down. It's a huge loss. It's a big shock because, like I said, most farmers know him, and it's not a job that everybody does or everybody can replace in a heartbeat. It takes a lot of training, a lot of years of practice, and so it's for the farmers, it's a really sad day. We're just kind of chilling out and enjoying the people that are still around and trying to grapple with the fact that he's gone.
Plett did not have any children. Courtney Menzies, 7 News.
And the Department of Civil Aviation is currently investigating the cause of the crash. While little is known so far, Director Nigel Carter explained that the aircraft had recently been checked and was receiving annual reviews. He spoke with us via Zoom about what they know so far.
I've only seen the same videos that you've seen, and we can't really speculate, but it does seem like there's some aerodynamic situation that might have occurred there. We know of the nature of the operation. The aircraft was most recently checked. I believe it was January of this year. The aircraft was checked and was found to be airworthy. The pilot as well was last renewed his license, I think earlier this year as well. And so everything seemed to have been fine on those fronts. After the preliminary investigation, the on-site investigation is done, we make a determination into what, if any, safety measures need to be put in place, and then we go about effecting those safety measures. Now, I wouldn't say that it will affect the company on a whole. If it was obviously an isolated situation, then there's not much that we can do. If it is something that is systemic, if it is something that affects other aircraft and so forth, then maybe we would have to go about making certain changes. We would have to give certain direction for certain changes in operations and so forth. In my last 20 odd years, I believe this is only my second fatal accident. So I'd say that the accidents on a whole have become pretty rare, and more so fatal accidents as well. But looking at it, it would have been hard to think that anybody would have survived such an accident.
We'll keep following the story. We take a break now, but when we come back, we'll show you the latest screenshot leaks from the Ministry of Defense. This time, the company getting those sub-10K payments is owned by a relative of the CEO by marriage. We'll have the story and his response. Don't go away.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Game 3 of the NEBL Finals is moving back to the city this Friday night after the Orange Walk Running Rebels tied the series at 1 and now put the Belize City Defenders' backs against the wall in a must-win Game 3. This testy showdown starts at 9 p.m. this Friday at the Belize Civic Center. Defenders fans, come out in numbers. Come out with your rags. Come out in your jersey. Come out with your flags. And get ready to cheer on your Belize City Defenders in a must-win Game 3 as your defenders cannot afford to go down 2-1 in this best-of-5 series.
Defenders not frightened for nobody.
Tons of giveaways to NEBL girls. Plus more this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. Game 3 of the NEBL Finals. Your Belize City Defenders versus the Orange Walk Running Rebels. Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Belize assumes the presidency pro tempore of the Central American Integration System, CICA. Over the next 6 months, Belize's presidency will focus on strengthening the region's integration agenda, with priority placed on cooperation in energy, climate change, migration, and security. A strong and effective regional integration is the foundation upon which a better future for all Central Americans must be built.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business. And that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Janice and the blasted people, the monitor we took a how they know nobody not there. You know, see that as me and Eddie Gan. That right they happen for you. They know nobody never there. You see why good to have camera and things for your place. But when they don't call the security company and then they can hook up the camera and the alarm to it. The camera people they don't come already, Janice. Champion Security don't reach out for you.
Good day, ma'am. Champion Security. We're here to install the camera and the alarm system.
Come in, young man.
We will start from outside first, ma'am, then make our way in.
Okay, then go ahead and do the thing then. Why? Mother, hey, come on, man. Get camera up in your house. Mr. Me know if you do that, you know. Me to help you, know. Hey, you blasted Junior. Get your backside from there. Left the man. They make them do their job.
All right then, ma'am. We're finished with the cameras outside. We're here to install the recorder and bring it up on your phone.
Oh, me never know you could go up on your phone too.
Yes, ma'am. It can be viewed on your phone, tablet, laptop, TV, and also remotely anywhere you are via Wi-Fi.
I can make them put it on my phone too.
Ma'am, this is the keypad to arm and disarm the alarm system. Okay, ma'am. We're all set now. Protected by Champion Security, where your safety is our business.
Escape to the reigning spa of the year. Belize's premier wellness experience, where award-winning luxury meets pure tranquility. Book now, 20% off spa treatments, 50% off accommodations, only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Ream AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Game 3 of the NABL Finals is moving back to the city this Friday night after the Orange Walk Running Rebels tied the series at 1 and now put the Belize City Defenders' backs against the wall in a must-win Game 3. This testy showdown starts at 9 p.m. this Friday at the Belize Civic Center. Defenders fans, come out in numbers. Come out with your rags. Come out in your jersey. Come out with your flags. And get ready to cheer on your Belize City Defenders in a must-win Game 3 as your defenders cannot afford to go down 2-1 in this best-of-5 series.
Defenders don't frighten of nobody.
Tons of giveaways to NABL girls. Plus more this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. Game 3 of the NABL Finals. Your Belize City Defenders versus the Orange Walk Running Rebels. Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Police officer Philip Garbutt was back in Belize City Magistrates Court today. 2.5 months after a charge of harm against his common-law wife's son was dismissed, the DPP reinstated the charge against him today. His attorney, Alifa Elrington, pleaded that he's already been acquitted of that offense, restating the charge would constitute double jeopardy, which is not allowed under the Constitution. DPP Sherilyn Vidal argued in court that in April the sitting magistrate dismissed the case without merit and that the charge should be brought back in the interest of justice for the child. This afternoon in court, Chief Magistrate Deborah Rogers agreed and found that the magistrate in April had no authority to drop the charge for harm to the child, and her decision was a complete nullity. At that point, his attorney Alifa Elrington told the court that she wants what it called a case stated, which will go to the High Court for a determination on the issue of double jeopardy. So now the trial is suspended until the magistrate's court receives the higher court's decision. The DPP indicated that based on the strong video evidence, she is prepared to take the case all the way to the CCJ. Just a few days after Shane Vargas was murdered in Ladyville, his sister filed a report that her brother's motorcycle had been stolen from inside his home. According to a report, the family received a tip from a neighbor who saw someone riding around on Vargas's motorcycle after it was secured in his home following his murder. This led police to detain 29-year-old Frank Young, who was arraigned today on a charge of handling stolen goods. Young pleaded guilty to the charge of handling stolen goods, and the magistrate told him she would not impose a fine and he would be remanded, so he changed his plea to not guilty. Young was remanded to the Belize Central Prison and is expected to appear back in court on October 6, 2026. Tracy Tegapanton has condemned what she describes as a cowardly act by the Prime Minister, accusing him of launching a defamatory and politically motivated attack over the weekend in a speech he made at the NPC meeting. She says she intends to pursue a defamation suit over the statements.
My reaction was to the irresponsible, libelous, defamatory statements that the Prime Minister made at his National Party Council meeting on Sunday in Dangriga. You are the head of state. You are the Prime Minister of a free and sovereign nation who is clearly cracking under the pressure of an executive that has gone rogue, cracking under the pressure of rampant and blatant corruption in your administration. And the way you react to that as the Prime Minister of Belize is to launch a baseless attack against a member of parliament. Worse, a baseless attack against the leader of the opposition who has given 40 years of unblemished service to this country. I would prefer if we can address the issues at hand. And the issue at hand is that there is blatant corruption within the Briceño-led administration. But when you can't address the issues, and when you are compromised yourself, the fallback plan is to launch these attacks. I am grossly disappointed. Perhaps I had a different view of the Prime Minister, but he is unable to manage the pressure he obviously feels. But he does not and will not get away with make any attempt to tarnish my reputation or my stellar record as a public servant and a servant of the people.
Since you are saying that he crossed a legal line, do you plan to press any charges or
the matter is under review by my attorney for sure. He has to be held to account. You don't get on a platform and are not held to account.
But Panton believes that he needs to make those statements because of the recent predicament the PUP faces, having put 2 ministers on cabinet leave in 2 weeks. Panton is also calling for a transparent audit.
I will tell you, in my opinion, the MIRA-related contracts are the small fish in a sea of some very big fish, and it is going to continue to unravel, and the information is going to continue to come out in the public domain. And quite honestly, I think he will have to call the elections. He will not be able to survive the kind of onslaught that is coming to his administration, and so coming after me is a distraction, he hopes, to move away from the kind of scrutiny his administration is now under. The audit that has been reckoned, we need a clear terms of reference, because what we can't happen and what I suspect will happen is that the audit will confirm what we already know. And that's not what we want the audit to do. We want the audit to take a serious look, a serious examination of the infractions across several ministries. I heard him say he doesn't have time to do that. Well, sir, that's your job. It is the job of the government to ensure that we protect the public purse.
When Alberto August was first charged with a cybercrime on May 30th, Panton did not outright defend him in a statement, nor did she even show up in San Ignacio to support him. But today she was more conciliatory, saying that the DPP made the right decision to drop the charges.
But when you go after a citizen that does not have those concerns of any kind of impropriety, like Mr. Alberto August, I think it reinforced for the Belizean people that the government is acting way outside of its legal authority and cannot be allowed to infringe on the constitutional rights of our citizens. You have to follow the systems and processes and institutions that are given a clear mandate. It is not for a minister to determine what a charge may be or if that charge should be. It is for the office of the DPP, and so The new minister acted, as far as I can tell, in accordance with what the law provides. And he had no other choice, if he wanted to preserve his own integrity, but to send the file to the DPP.
And so are you all now having a sigh of relief that, okay, the charges have been withdrawn from Alberto, 1 win, plus the mirrors are being exposed, 2 wins. Is it somewhat a sigh of relief, or is this just the beginning of what you guys hope is going to unfold?
Sigh of relief? Do you think that's the way the opposition looks at these issues? These are critical issues facing our nation, coupled with the high cost of fuel, the high cost of living, the high cost of utilities, the escalating crime, the blatant corruption in public office. These are not wins. These are areas of serious concern that every citizen needs to be engaged in.
And right now, the UDP is looking ahead with a protest scheduled for Friday. Panton is calling on every citizen to support the rally as a fight for democracy. Panton says it has nothing to do with politics, but everything to do with the issues Belize is facing.
The rally is to bring visibility to the very issues that we're talking about, to ensure that there is a space and there is a platform for the voices of our ordinary citizens to be heard on these issues. So yes, it is being led by the United Democratic Party, and we have a political prerogative, which we make no excuses for. But it's not strictly a political ploy. It is an opportunity, and we invite all Belizeans. We invite all our partners to join us, to come and be in that space with us, to send a message to the Prime Minister and his cabinet and his government that it has gone way too far. And we need to be sure that the voices of the everyday person can be heard as part of this protest.
We know that when it came to the smart acquisition, the UDP was able to mobilize persons to come out from across the country with our representation from various areas. Can we expect that the same showing will be out on Friday?
Well, let me say that we have extended an invitation to anyone who shares these concerns with us and who would like to be counted, who would like their voices to be heard, who would like to bring greater visibility and awareness to the issues that are crippling this nation.
When it comes to the unions, we know that the president of the NTUCB said that they try to refrain from these political rallies. What's your comment to that?
This is not a political rally. I think in fact, I have extended a formal invitation to both the president of the Public Service Union and the president of the NTUCB to join us, if not for the march, the protest march, certainly for the rally at the Battlefield Park, because I think these issues affect everyone. And we all have a particular bias. We all see these issues through a different pair of lens, but they're all issues that are affecting our nation in a way that we have never been affected before.
The CEO of the Ministry of Transport, Chester Williams, today squashed all rumors that the Transport Department is being kicked out of terminals by the National Bus Company. Williams says they are moving, but not under duress. They decided to move for the sake of office space.
I can categorically state that such information is not true. NBC is not evicting the Department of Transport from either the terminals. It is a part of our plan as we expand the Department of Transport to relocate the transport offices from the various terminals across the country, for the simple fact that there is severe congestion in terms of office space. Currently, with the limited staff that works at the Department of Transport in the districts, as well as in Mango Creek, the office space is not sufficient to accommodate those staff. And we are tripling our staff. So if it is that they cannot accommodate the limited staff now, then certainly as we triple the staff across the country, it is going to be even more chaotic in terms of having adequate space for our officers to be able to perform their duties, and more so for the public to be comfortable when they come to do business at the various offices across the country.
With the recent rains, the decades-old Novelos bus terminal has again started to flood. Here's what Williams had to say about that.
Instead of spending the $2 million on retrofitting that building, we are now taking that money and we will be using it towards the construction of the new terminal in the Lake Independence Boulevard area. So we're still going to do some cosmetic works on that current terminal because we want to make sure that we have it in a state that it's going to be suitable to the public while the other one is being constructed. Like for example, we're going to we will put out soon for tender a bathroom facility or a bathroom style for that terminal in Belize City, because we do believe that good hygiene dictates that we stop have our people using that whatever they have there that is being used as a bathroom. And so we are going to build a new bathroom style at that location to be able to make sure that our people use bathrooms with some semblance of decency as opposed to what is the current situation there.
Beltrade has disbursed another round of grant funding to 22 small business owners, 15 of whom are women. A Seed Capital Awards ceremony was held today for its second cohort under the program. And Jo Marie Lanza was there to meet a few of the grant recipients. Here's her report.
It's a major opportunity for local entrepreneurs to expand their small and medium enterprises, thanks to the second cohort of Beltrade's Belize Enterprise Empowerment Project. Today, these grant recipients received $5,000 each in funding to scale up their business. The executive director told us more about the journey to today's handout.
Under this cohort, we had 127 applicants. And then, of course, a big part of it is that your application had to actually be completed. It had to be completed and in good quality. And out of that, 30 persons were shortlisted, 30 businesses were shortlisted, and they went through the training program. A big part of it is that you had to complete at least 80% of the training in order to be able to move on to the next stages. So ultimately, out of that 30, 22 were successful in completing the program and in successfully pitching and convincing the evaluation panel that their business was viable, innovative, and as to the good chance of success. So I think we have to be thinking of how we can position ourselves as unique in the market, identifying what sets us apart. Another thing is also finding new ways of doing things. That's innovation. It does not only mean digital. Innovation means doing things differently, and that could mean partnering with another provider to help you produce an even better product. So something that is completely unique. And so those are some of the main ingredients. Finding what sets you apart and being innovative, thinking outside the box, partnering, and really being determined to see through your business to success.
And two of those promising entrepreneurs have attained success in beauty and hair care and also sound and production. We asked them how they have benefited from the program and how they plan to expand their business.
Tell us a bit about your business. When did it start? What made you want to start producing hair?
What made me want to start is walking into the stores and spending hundreds of dollars to buy hair products, and I started to do my own thing at home. I trial and error, and then when I got the oil perfect, I was asked to start to sell it, and that's how it happened. It does happen out of nowhere, people requested it, so I did it. Well, the business started maybe a year and a half or so, and I see I use this BEEP program as a catapult into the next level of this business. So I am excited and I can't wait. And us ladies, I can't wait for you all to see the products that we will provide. It will be all natural. I use all natural products. So rosemary, cloves, fenugreek, olive oil. So, yeah.
And can you tell us? If you remember, I was the winner of KTV last year, and directly after that was the founding of my business. And since then, I've been able to provide sound reinforcement services for events such as weddings, birthdays, concerts, and other conferences of the sort. Sure, this is definitely a major step for me and my business in that it provides and allows me to provide better quality service for my clients. I'm able to expand my equipment, and in doing so, I'm able to provide more services for the clients. In the next 3 to 5 years, I definitely want to be able to provide better services for customers, not only in my surrounding area, but also the rest of the country, and maybe even outside of the country. One of the things that I am very passionate about is providing excellent services at every level. So that is something that I'm trying to achieve even now.
But the work of the program doesn't end here. Kira says that only the first half of the grant will be dispersed as they continue to provide guidance and regular check-ins on the progress of these grantees and their businesses.
So the grant recipients don't receive their full grant right away. They would have had to develop business plans for their business idea. And what we do is provide half the grant amount. And then at the midpoint of their implementation period, where that would have been defined at the beginning, we would assess to what extent they have actually invested in what they said they would invest. And it's only when that is confirmed that they would receive the second half of their grant. Apart from that, there is constant engagement with the entrepreneurs, with the recipients, by the business advisors, either through the Small Business Development Center or the Export Belize unit of Beltrade, to continuously support and to guide them, to answer questions, and to help them succeed. And so there's continuous interaction, and the idea is really for us to keep in touch.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll show you the latest screenshots leaked from the Ministry of Defense. This time, the company getting those sub-10K payments is owned by a relative of the CEO's wife. We'll have the story and his response. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, the Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on Earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. From rest to adventure. From nature to culture. From luxury to freedom. Every vacation imaginable, except snow, and we plan to keep it that way. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with daily cook wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Myers Panel website or social media. Myers going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as they keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers website or on their social media, and Myers going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit mayaselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Ream AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much needed cash with an inverter unit which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Game 3 of the NABL Finals is moving back to the city this Friday night after the Orange Walk Running Rebels tied the series at 1 and now put the Belize City Defenders' backs against the wall in a must-win Game 3. This testy showdown starts at 9 p.m. this Friday at the Belize Civic Center. Defenders fans, come out in numbers. Come out with your rags. Come out in your jersey. Come out with your flags. And get ready to cheer on your Belize City Defenders in a must-win Game 3 as your defenders cannot afford to go down 2-1 in this best-of-5 series.
Defenders don't frighten for nobody.
Tons of giveaways to NABL girls. Plus more this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. Game 3 of the NABL Finals. Your Belize City Defenders versus the Orange Walk Running Rebels. Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, more screenshots are coming out of the Ministry of Defense. They provide a compelling snapshot of a flurry of transactions in April and May of this year, all under the $10,000 threshold. They are made more interesting for the fact that the company involved, Meat Masters, formally registered in 2025, is owned by a cousin of the CEO, Francis Usher's wife. We have 5 screenshots showing 54 payments capturing transactions between April 13th and May 11th of 2026, all under $10,000 and totaling close to $500,000. But what jumps out if the 35 invoices posted on a single day, May 11th, for a total of over $300,000, all under $10,000. We reached out to the CEO, Francis Usher, who confirmed that the owner of Meat Master is his wife's cousin. He added that he applied to tender this year and won 2 lots to provide some of the meat items as well as fish. And even though it is a relative, he said the owner, quote, went through the entire open tendering process, and I can ensure I intervened at no point. When we asked about the same pattern of invoice splitting or structuring, he said, quote, they are paid how they are submitted, and the BDF BCG submits them for payment in batches. When we asked about the 35 invoices processed on the single day, he said that represents 2 months' worth of fish and meat for the BDF and BCG. And it just happens that they were batched together for processing. He added that the pattern of batch payments with most companies which provide rations. However, we note that payments can also be batched above $10,000, creating a single invoice for the total amount of meat provided that month. When we spoke to Usher a few hours ago, he said that they will be embarking on a new system of banking payments.
What we're doing now is that multiple invoices or multiple purchase orders, when they become invoices with the way bills are submitted, we compile them into one big invoice for one payment by supplier, so that when you look at that invoice, the details will say reference invoice this, and then it will have the accompanying documents. And by doing it like that, we are sending it over to the Ministry of Finance. We're sending it over to the Contractor General, just in an attempt to show that, hey, the audit will reveal we currently are not doing anything outside the realm of what is legal, what is possible. We're getting value for money. Items are being delivered, and we are sending all of the documents for further scrutiny, just to to give the ease of mind that things have been and continue to be done the right way.
We'll keep following this story. Usher is also heading new proposals that he says will streamline meal delivery to Belize soldiers and make the food delivery system more transparent, cost-effective, and efficient. We first mentioned it on The Beef on Monday, where we learned that in November of this year, there will no longer be kitchen staff at the mess. The catering will be outsourced and civilian staff will cook for the soldiers. The soldiers would then pay for each meal from an allowance given to them. Usher says mentioning it on The Beef caused panic in the ranks, and he offered to explain this new system today.
So when they're on camp, there's a daily food entitlement for the BDF, which is $13.50. I will be the first to admit that that number has not been adjusted in some time and does not account for inflation. And we know that inflation with the various wars and with the cost of living has gone up. However, that's a separate thing that needs to be looked at and that will be looked at, the adjustment of the figure. But the current figure is $13.50 per day per soldier. If you are to pay each soldier their daily entitlement, it will come up to roughly in the ballpark of $8 million. There will still be about $4 million remaining. Then you will have about $4 million in the approved budget remaining annually. What you then do is you buy US grade. Now, there are various different brands, but US grade MREs, which are meals ready to eat, which have a 5-year shelf life. The reason we do that is because of the flexibility with the shelf life and also the fact that they are compressed. You know, they come with a built-in stove. They have various different menus or flavors, and they're actually a favorite of the soldiers. We have some that we've been using for deployed soldiers when you're walking in or walking out, and they've proven to be very convenient in the jungle. You don't have to worry about things getting spoiled or anything like that. So you buy enough MREs for all the deployed soldiers, 365 days a year. Now, I did my own analysis and I met with some of the BDF staff using the amount of observation posts we have, the amount of special patrols we have, and the amount of soldiers we assign to each location, 365 days a year, plus the special patrols. And I came up with a number of MREs needed. And so if you are deployed operationally, you will receive MREs to feed you. In addition to, you will still be getting your $13.50 a day. Across the board, everyone will get that. It's just those deployed operationally will be fed as well. And then, so that number for me, based on the current market price of MREs, came up to about $2.5 million. And the remaining is for the various, not events, but the various activities that happen throughout the year, whether it be the BDF day, the sports day, the recruits passing out, the regimental dinners in either the officers' mess or the sergeant's mess. Those various events, there's enough to be able to host those events left over. Now, you might be saying, okay, well, $13.50 can't buy you 3 meals a day. Agreed. So what you do with the remaining amount after all of that, and it would be more than $1 million based on my calculation, is that you put out to open tender to run the kitchen like a catering service, or not a restaurant, but a professional catering service to run the kitchen, subsidize that service with the remaining amount and set caps on what they can charge per meal. So just based on my estimation, if you charge $3, you say the maximum you can charge to provide a quality meal being subsidized is $3 for breakfast, $5 for lunch, and $4 for dinner, for example. That comes up to $12. You would still have $1.50 remaining. Not a lot, but I'm just saying that by subsidizing it, what is allocated per day, it would be possible. Now, this proposal, and I have to stress it is just a proposal, needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, but it's not a novel idea. It's being done around the world in various militaries, and it actually lens toward better service, better meals, and increased transparency, which is why I will admit I was the one that proposed it, not approved as yet. If you're asking me if it should be, if we can lock down all the details, I believe it should be approved.
Dr. Carla Barnett's term as CARICOM's Secretary General is up for renewal next month, and she has the support of most of the heads of government, but certainly not all. Today, the heads took a decision to send a matter to the CCJ. A statement notes, during the retreat of heads of government of the Caribbean community held on 6th July 2026, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago maintained its objection to the process used in the reappointment of the Secretary General of the Caribbean community. CARICOM acknowledges that the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago desires to have the issue of the reappointment of the SG referred to the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, to render an advisory opinion. To facilitate this request, the community agrees to commence proceedings to secure such advisory opinion. The community further agreed that the status quo with respect to the reappointment of the Secretary General shall remain unless and until the community considers the said advisory opinion from the CCJ. The community agreed that this way forward allows for this matter to be resolved in an amicable manner without prejudice to the ability of the community to conduct its affairs. End quote. So Barnett stays on, and we are told continues to enjoy the support of the majority of the heads of government. Artificial intelligence had made it easier for businesses to produce graphic content, create flyers, and content promoting their businesses. And while most of it might be free, it comes at a cost that graphic designers countrywide are now feeling the effect of. Commercial design artists are feeling the bite from AI creations. Jaleesa Roberts spoke with 3 of them today, and they expressed what designing in the age of AI is like.
Take a scroll through social media, and you'll notice something rather strange. Posters look similar, the logos feel recycled, and the faces seem distorted to perfection. But somewhere across the vast sea of artificial intelligence-generated content, is there still the murmur of creative spirit? We asked 3 creatives their opinions of these flyers.
If you could describe the AI flyers that you see going around with one word, what word would you choose?
Trash. Absolute trash.
One word. Generic.
All the same. Everyone flyer looks the same. Like there's no individuality to it. The whole point of marketing is to establish your own brand. And you've lost all sense of a brand identity because you've entrusted it into a tool that's pushing out the exact same thing.
Those are strong words from professionals whose livelihoods depend on creativity. Because while AI has made it possible for almost anyone to design a flyer in seconds for free, many argue that speed has come at the cost of originality. The result? Marketing materials put out by businesses are beginning to look all the same. Brands that once set themselves apart are now blending into an endless stream of nearly identical content. And in marketing, looking like everyone else may be the fastest way to be forgotten. Benjamin Garcia from B Media has explained how his editors have learned to use ethical AI tools offered to serve over 20 clients.
B Media actually is one of those companies that welcome the use of AI, but the responsible use of AI. AI has certainly changed the way you create content, the way you write, the way we consume content. And I think that it's moving at such an unmanageable pace that Belizeans are now playing catch up. So that's the reason why you see a lot of the repetitive flyers out there and flyers from different companies that look almost the same because they're using AI. But at B Media, we welcome the use of AI. Not to that extent, but we do incorporate it here or there in our editing process and production and the way we come up with concepts and creating mood boards and color grading. There's a lot you can use AI for other than the obvious, which is what we see on social media, right?
For many professionals, AI isn't the enemy. The problem is the misuse of it. Marketing consultant Demi Williams believes too many people have turned AI into a shortcut instead of a starting point.
I think that the conversation about AI in graphic design is a little bit controversial because AI is still very much misunderstood. I think people are using AI as the end all be all of their marketing experience. And really, what it's best for is to conceptualize what you want to put out there, not necessarily to generate it for you. We want AI to spoon feed us the information and it's like set it and forget it. And we've sort of pawned over like the authenticity of what we're putting out there by doing so.
Williams knows what authentic branding looks like. Her work can be seen across Belize, from national campaigns and government projects to the Belize Music Festival and the annual September celebrations branding. She says successful design has never been about copying trends, but understanding them.
So I try to see what is trending within the industry that I'm working on. It's never a one size fits all. And it's also doing a lot of research on what's happening outside of Belize. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to copy it either. So it's a lot of seeing what, if we're talking about like insurance, for instance, what is trending within the insurance landscape for Allstate, State Farm. Like, we're not big in those brands, but they're leading in those industries for a reason. So what inspiration can we draw from that? And that had been carrying me for a while, and then enter lovely AI. And that helps me to brainstorm my ideas. I'm not going to ask AI to create anything for me, but what's trending in these markets? It's a research tool. It's not a generation tool. So.
Still, the rise of AI created another fear. What happens to the traditional graphic designers and creatives?
But do you think AI jeopardizes job security for creatives?
It depends on how you position yourself in the use of the technology. Because if you look at it as something to be afraid of and not how it can help you, then you will be using your energy or mental state to just think about, I'm losing jobs, I can't find a way how to break from the AI overuse. Whilst how I'd use it is, I've seen, because of my extended years in the field, I've seen how certain tasks that used to take me an hour, 2 hours, is now done in 5 minutes, maybe a minute, and that's how I use it. I use it to help me speed up the process of certain things.
You know, I always say that AI is not here to take anyone's job, but that job is going to be taken away from you by someone that uses AI. And so that's the reason why every team member at B Media has learned to use AI to simply be more productive and produce more content, to produce at a faster rate, to produce better content for our clients. So I don't know, at least on my end, that anyone is losing out of employment opportunities. If anything, on our end, we're trying to create more employment opportunities.
Graphic designers, it's a ticking time bomb, which is why I've had to change my scope entirely. And I'm not the only one that's doing that. So really and truly, what is left for us within the creative space is to use it for inspiration, to use it to help us brainstorm, which was its intended purpose all along.
Despite all this, AI has one warning, and that is that technology should never replace imagination. Because while artificial intelligence can generate thousands of images, generate an article, develop characters, and much more, it cannot replace a lived experience, and it cannot replace creativity from within. Artificial intelligence is no longer the future. It's already here, but the question remains. Will AI become a tool that enhances human creativity, or will convenience and cost slowly replace originality? Talisa Roberts, 7 News.
Today, students from the Belize High School's robotics program were out fishing as part of preparation to participate in a robotics competition in South Korea. Now, you might ask, what does fishing have to do with robotics? And what are young people whom you would probably identify as nerds doing in the great outdoors fishing? They told us it's about showing other countries what life is like in Belize as part of a social media challenge.
There is a series of challenges that we need to complete in order to go on to the next levels, and it makes our team look really good since we're representing our country and nationality, because we're a smaller country, so people would love to see what we do. But one of the challenges was to show what our country is good at or best at, one of our skills, and we decided to do fishing because We believe that Belize is really good at fishing. We hope that other Belizeans can partake in robotics later on and see that it's like really fun, really good. Because it's not that known in this country, but it is a really good sport to get into.
With robotics and this challenge, you learn a lot about other countries, and it's a great opportunity for other countries to learn about Belize. So once we post about this, or once we post our skills, other countries can know a little bit more about Belize.
They participate in the first global challenge in October in South Korea. Yesterday, the Supreme Court held a special sitting to honor two attorneys who passed away in the last year. Roberto Magnus Usher died in Jamaica, while Agnes Segura Gillett, the wife of Fire Chief Colin Gillett, passed away here in Belize. Both women were remembered for their fearlessness, dedication, and passion. Courtney Menzies was at the memorial service today and has this story.
Two stalwarts of the legal profession, Roberta Magnus Usher and Agnes Segura Gillett, were honored today in a memorial service at the Supreme Court. Magnus Usher passed away 1 year ago in Jamaica, while Segura Gillett died in May of this year. Several of their colleagues spoke about their hard work and dedication, including the Chief Justice who opened today's special sitting.
Those of us who had the privilege of presiding over matters in which Mrs. Magnus Usher appeared, or appearing alongside, or even in opposition to her, can speak with remarkable consistency about the quality of practitioner and colleague she was. She came to these hallowed halls of justice to defend her clients, and she did so with every fiber of her being. She was fair, fearless, and her presence commanded respect and inspired confidence in equal measure. Mrs. Segura Gillett was highly regarded as an accomplished attorney at law. Persons who knew her as a colleague, mentor, advocate, wife, mother, sister, and friend. What is remarkable is that regardless of the capacity in which one knew Mrs. Segura Gillett, there is one defining feature of her life: her genuine care and concern for others. She was respected for her selflessness and compassion, and she treated everyone she encountered with a deep sense of respect.
The president of the Bar Association also commented on the significance of the work of both women in Belize.
These were women who certainly left their mark on the legal profession in Belize, and they were excellent members of the Belizean community. So it was only fitting that us as professionals, as attorneys, gather to celebrate them and remember them and their legacy. Both Mrs. Usher and Mrs. Gillett, they did some of the most challenging cases. The cases that attorneys generally, I wouldn't want to generalize too much, but if you were to pick a track as an attorney, your first instinct would not be family law or criminal matters. But both these women, they tackled these things, especially Mrs. Usher was well regarded as a family law expert, and she handled some of the most emotionally charged, complicated family matters. And Mrs. Gillett, you may have heard the Solicitor General comment on some of the cases she tried regarding police overreach.
And one of Segura Gillett's assistants explained that they were all shocked to get the news, but that they are grateful for all that she taught them.
Her passing obviously came quite as a shock, in the sense that she was a determined person. She was lively, she was ambitious. She never, no matter what she accomplished in this life, she never settled. She kept striving for more. I was privileged to not know Miss Gillett just as I don't want to say a boss, but as a mentor. She was a brilliant mind. She was generous. She was loving. She was welcoming. She welcomed us as a part of her family. And she never failed to teach us, to share her knowledge with us, and to say that her passing has really touched a lot of people. It hurts, in all honesty, but to know that she lived a life, well accomplished.
Courtney Menzies, 7 News.
And And that's all we have for you on our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great evening. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.